Chargers, boy, he has taken a lot of punishment tonight.
He was not sacked last week. And he's sacked here. That'll be number 3 on the night, and he looks into the face of Khalil Mack again.
Well, Donovan Smith is the left tackle. Khalil Mack, we've seen him against worse on the other side, and he oversets, and so he comes inside of it. This is just too easy. When you see how he's thinking a wide rush, and he gets a straight shot. You got to protect the inside, especially, the guys that are mobile, the quarterbacks that are mobile, they want these pass rushers to take inside lanes, and then they can get out on the end.
And welcome to another episode of The Tailgate Show. That was the game against the Buccaneers last year when we beat the Super Bowl champs. And, man, we need that Khalil Mack big time on Sunday, boys.
Yep. No, doesn't look like Robert Quinn's going to be there anytime soon. So,
a lot of players banged up this week.
Well, it depends. I don't know. Well, I don't know about Quinn, but the vaccination status makes it a quicker return, right? I don't know they never really said what it was. If he tested positive or he's a close contact, it could be multiple things, right?
Yeah, I think Williams is out till at least Saturday. I think I saw because he has a 10-day. Evidently, he's not. Well. He's unvaccinated, I guess. So
right.
Tampa Bay, boy, oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Tompa Bay.
Lord Brady. It's going to be a bloodbath, boys. That's how I'm going to start this one off.
Lord Brady, bro. We got to talk about that. Why? So you
go for it.
Look, if Aaron Rodgers owns us after last week, I think Tom is going to own the entire state of Illinois after Sunday.
I can't stand Brady, bro. I can't stand him.
I don't know that that's a fair statement. I mean, he's not exactly been uber successful. He wasn't uber successful last year.
He's 5-1 against us. That was the first time we beat Lord Brady was last year.
Stats and gravy coming through.
Bringing it.
He won
a bunch of depressing stats.
He won a Super Bowl, and we're acting like we're like in the hunt every year, talking shit about Brady. He's like, he didn't do that great last year. He's got a ring, bro.
He's got 7 of them to be exact.
I know that.
He got a ring last year. He's coming off a Super Bowl campaign, and we're like, oh, he did okay last year. Like, motherfucker, you know what that would do for us?
Pink.
Yeah.
And that was what, week 5 last year?
It was, and they were playing. Things weren't clicking like they did later in the season. They were a very penalized team, and they are right now too. But after the Bears game, things improved for them. I think it was a wake up call. So let's give them that wake up call. Tends to be for
most teams against us.
Yeah, but again, Jared, they're having a lot of penalty issues this year. They're giving up a lot of yardage on penalties.
Very beat up on the back end too.
We've heard that before, right? We talked about that last week against Green Bay.
No doubt.
A really bad tackling team, too. I think only 2 teams have missed more tackles than them this year.
So us and who else?
Eddie Jackson.
Good question. Stats and gravy. You'll have to get back to you on that one.
All right. We'll put you on a sabbatical for that one.
They've been banged up
too,
man. And in their defense, their cornerbacks, their safeties. That's kind of tough sledding too. They have some injuries, some key guys questionable, but
and they should get Winfield back this week, which will help that secondary.
Yeah, I did hear he might be coming back. Levante David, though, was questionable too. That's a huge thing if he's not playing.
We'll find out more tomorrow. Friday is usually the big one where we find out who's in and out. So, I don't know how you beat this team. I don't know. There's got to be a way. I mean, I think the Patriots put a pretty decent blueprint out there. But even then, that's flawed.
Oh, there's been teams that have put the blueprint out there. The Giants put the blueprint out when they beat them in the Super Bowls.
The Patriots, yes, but the
Steelers
running an Arians offense a little bit different than what they were running in New England. I would argue.
Imagine And Matt, someone hurry up. Let's do a mock interview real quick, shall we?
This would be very similar to what Belichick would run if he had these skill position guys. He didn't have that in New England.
That's maybe fair because you did see a different offense with Randy Moss that year. That's fair.
So I just like that's why I like this Byron Leftwich talk for head coaching candidate. It's the same. It's very similar to Adam Gase. Granted, Leftwich played in the league, but like when you're coaching, like Gase had Manning. Gase ate off of working with Peyton Manning for how many years?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like Byron Leftwich, it's Tom Brady, bro. Like
he did parlay a pretty big Jay Cutler year here, though. Arguably, maybe Cuddy's best year here into that Miami job.
True.
Gase. I mean, he did pretty damn good work with Cuddy. But Jared, what were you saying? Interview time? What is this mock interview?
Bruce Arians.
Oh God.
Oh. That cuts deep, Jer. I didn't pick
we're
up on
talking
that.
about-
It's facts, bro. It's facts. We could have had him.
I didn't pick up.
But no, we get
We're talking
fucking.
about how to beat them. Now
Would you like fries with that?
kicking them?
That's what we get. Fucking ironic that he's doing ads for McDonald's because he'll be working there next year.
Bro, you were just talking about how to beat them.
Sorry, I'm all over the place.
I'm joking, but yeah.
That's the Thursday show. It's all over the fucking place.
Arians, man, like that set us back how far, letting him walk out the door.
Ugh.
You would
have
have had Todd Bowles here too.
Yeah.
Do you think Bruce Arians would have got anything extra out of
Jay?
He who will not remain named?
He would have
shall
had Jay,
remain
bro.
Nameless.
Jay might still be here if we had Arians.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Either that or we would just be seeing him wind down the past year or two, maybe. But he definitely would have been here longer than what he was.
Do you think you get – I don't know. It's just knowing this climate, knowing the team that we had, knowing that 10 was there, do you think Arians would have got more out of him?
Out of Mitch?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, you can say his name.
I don't think I understand what you're saying, Jared, but I don't think that he would even been drafted here because I think Cuddy would have played through that.
But he was, so that's why I'm saying throwing that hypothetical out there. I mean, since Daniel Jeremiah seems to think that he's not only going to get paid next year, he's probably going to get an attempt at a starting job because of the lack of quarterbacks. And that actually kind of holds up with the thought of looking at the draft class coming out. Is there a quarterback you want to draft out of that draft class? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think if he's coached up better, he'd be better. I think he's the kind of player you have to coach up to be better. And I think if you had the right offensive mind, because we don't have one as a head coach really. I think he would be much better off with a guy that knew what he was doing, calling plays. I'm not saying like top 10 in the league or anything like that, like a Andy Dalton.
Andy's had some years.
I think I'd stop short there. I think he'd be a guy who would definitely, I mean, outside of 2018, he would have been played to his strengths a little bit more. I definitely agree with that. But what did this past offseason tell Mitch in the league? 1 year, 2.5. So what in the 6 or 7 snaps that he's actually played this year in the regular season, backing up Josh Allen, what does that tell Daniel Jeremiah that he's going to be started next year?
What do I think it told the league, knowing what I know now?
Yes.
I think it told the league was like, stay away from that kid. Nagy had him. He's ruined.
Fair statement.
Is he though? I mean, look at Tannehill.
I'm saying what the league might have thought back then. They have more of an inside understanding.
I hate that we have to even talk about him, but the reality is, well, it did come up today. It is somewhat news worthy.
I feel like right now how I did when Fox had Mitch. Back then when he was playing under Fox, I was like, I just don't want Fox to ruin him for the next coach. And that's how I feel right now with Justin. I don't want Nagy to ruin him. Let survive this to the next coach. And that's my feeling right now.
I think the big question though is, do the McCaskies view it that way? I mean, this is a ownership group that's told us 2 out of the 3 years we've made the playoffs, and that's a really hard thing to do. I mean, their bar is clearly not where the fan bar is, in my opinion. I'm still skeptical they're going to let him go.
I think they're more concerned with Arlington Heights right now and distracted because they're letting the football guys run the football operations. They're letting Pace and Nagy do their thing, and they're more concentrated on buying new land.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
And that's why like we need a football guy for the GM to answer to. Put Teddy as a CFO or whatever the hell you need to do. Let him have that title with the financial and business decisions, but you need a team president. President that's a respected figurehead.
I got a position for him, a GFOH.
Whatever. They're not going to let him go. He's way too enthralled into the family. He's probably got dirt on them and all that shit. So that's I just don't see it happening. But you can restructure. There could be a different flow chart where there's somebody in upper management for the GM to answer to.
It'd be a good idea.
I agree. As much as I hate him, take him away from the football side of things, stick him in the business side, I could live with that.
Yeah, because he's not going anywhere.
No.
Well, it's obvious that they don't have a clue about the football side, and that Ryan and Matt are their football guys, right? Their words, not ours. They're their football guys. Anyway, sorry about that wormhole. Felt like
it's fine, man. But I watched
it with the Daniel Jeremiah stuff, and I still find it hard to believe that the NFL really thinks that he's going to get a starting job, but maybe it is the offense, and maybe it is the coach, and it's not a maybe at this point. I mean, you can't fail with multiple quarterbacks.
It's not 100%. It's probably like,
and you can't even hang his hat on Andy, really.
Huh?
Andy looked like the most competent so far to run that offense, right?
What do you mean hang his hat on Andy?
That Andy
could run his offense.
That Andy could run his offense functionally.
Quick, really short bullshit. It didn't do much.
4.8 yards.
He had one good drive. He had one really killer drive.
Yeah. So I think, how hot is that seat on a scale of 1 to 10? Do you feel like it's gotten hotter this week after the Jalen statements? After
anywhere else in the league that has standards, hot as fuck. Here, where they're going to put asses in seats, and no matter what they do. Because that's how that's always been the mindset. Who the hell knows? He's a nice guy. They like his image. Really, we lost out on Arians because he didn't want to do some fake ass freaking presser. But Tressman jumped right up there, and they love the image. So I don't know, man. It's hard trying to figure out ownership here. Because I don't think sometimes it seems like we get through to them. I'm sure there's some. They have a temperature of the room of what's going on Twitter and Facebook, and I'm sure they see the comments with all the pressers, right? They get a vibe of what we're feeling. I don't know how much it really fucking matters.
I mean, Johns has said that it doesn't sit well with the Aaron Rodgers comments, and now Tom Brady kind of mocking us also, which I guess he gets to. I don't know.
His Botox ass, he looks like Madame Tussauds museum, like, but his voice, like, it's not like Tom Brady talking shit is so unnatural. Like, it doesn't even bother me because it's like, oh, hey, I guess I have to congratulate.
Because it's funny. That's why. Because he's hilarious.
I guess I have to congratulate Aaron Rodgers because he has stake in the Bears now and the Milwaukee Bucks. He's really got a future after football. A real zinger there, huh?
And we're off and running.
No, I'm just
how did y'all feel about that, by the way? Did you see Bears Twitter like at each other's throats about that?
About Brady's comments?
No, about Aaron Rodgers' comments.
How did I feel about it? I felt it was true. You know what? You want it to stop? Beat him.
Beat him. Yep, I agree.
Beat him in Green Bay. Then you get to make your comments. You get to make your statement. Until then,
I'll go ahead.
I mean, until then, basically shut up and fucking take it because we got to.
So you're taking the Cole Kmet route, which I agree with personally.
Yep.
Hard not to accept what is reality, 22-5.
I don't like the tone that he said it in. It's like, well, it's Aaron Rodgers, you know? It's like, fuck that a little bit, you know?
But are you more mad at him or are you more mad at a franchise that continues to put a product out there that can't compete with them? That's
exactly.
what I'm mad about.
That's what's up. It's a franchise. Mad at the franchise.
Agreed. Did he?
I feel like Nagy needs to play that all week long. I've said shit like this before. This is motivational shit. If they haven't seen that about 40 times this week, of that fucker swearing at their fan base.
Yeah. And by the way, where's the taunting flag on that?
Right. Play all that shit. Because the next time we play them, that's when we get our comeback. Like, smack the shit out of his ass. I want to see some fucking fire. I want to see the offensive line firing off the fucking ball too. Like, the how we rebound against, hold that in the back of your minds. And next time we play Green Bay, I want to see some fucking ass kicking. That's how I feel. Like, when it happened, I'm so defeated with this fuck. I'm like, fuck you, man. Fuck you.
You want to make it. You want to make a statement though this week? You run against that defense that can't be ran against.
God, Chair.
Bringing you
if
down.
You can establish.
You're talking about running against Tampa.
Yeah,
I think you have to make an effort.
They're number one against the run. I mean, you have to run to keep them honest, but I mean that's a front seven, man.
You know what, boys? Your identity is going to be tested this week.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
This fucking guy.
It's identity theft. Somebody call Life Alert.
I ain't got nothing to say. You got me on that. I can't.
But this is a week where we're really going to see what this identity is.
The arrow is pointing up, you say.
I mean, if we're running against Tampa, hey, I guess we have some. We definitely have. That's an identity. You run against.
Would that validate that if we ran successfully against them?
If we run successfully against them, that means our offensive line is on another level with their run blocking.
What did I say we ran for last year? 35 yards last year.
If you're down,
14 for 35, something like that.
If your offensive line is dominant enough in the run blocking to run against this team, that's an identity. Because that means you're going to overpower a lot of teams.
That's fair.
So, but I want that. I mean, I was watching Fields college highlights before we went tonight, man, and you give that kid time, my God.
Well, I think that's a reasonable statement for any quarterback, quite honestly.
Yeah.
If you give a quarterback any amount of time back there.
Sure, Jared, but I'm just.
But yes, I know what you're saying. Oh, well.
Let me rephrase. I didn't describe that well. We need to get Justin to a place where, like, he can play behind that quality of O-line in Chicago. That's what I'm getting at. We need to build that O-line for him, like, big time.
Well, I think you could see that, last year's game was with Nick Foles, very immobile. Not the same as Justin. So Justin could open up some holes just by being present. I think that's a reasonable thing to look for in this offensive matchup.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be that moment that we're gonna start. There's gonna be that game where something just clicks, and we're finally seeing what we saw out of him in college. And like,
I think you saw some of that in Green Bay, though.
Sure, I'm talking like over 250 yards consistently with a couple touchdowns.
This is Matt Nagy offense. Don't get crazy.
Yeah, because his stats are brutal.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be a point where Justin's talent is going to overcome Nagy's bullshit this season.
They got to let him have the chance. That's the whole thing.
I mean, they threw 27 times last week. That is an increase. So whatever they're doing, I don't really understand it, but he's going to be playing against defenses the next couple of weeks that are going to test the hell out of him and make him better.
If they don't kill him,
I'm not thinking along those lines. That would be dark as hell. So I'm just saying, like, these next couple weeks, it may be frustrating, but like the development, if Justin can stay healthy, Jer,
yeah,
these are great experiences for him. They're great experiences for him. Like, my whole thing the rest of the season is all about where Justin's at. So, like, I know that this can be a frustrating stretch, but it's just going to make him better.
What about you, Biscuits? What are you thinking about?
Thinking about how many points we're going to lose by this weekend. This matchup is so ripe for it. I mean, you got a team that is
does it feel Clevelandy to you?
Yes and no. I don't think we're going to give up 9 sacks again, Cleveland style, and I think the score is going to be a little bit worse than that game was. But I think you're going to see an inability to move the ball against them, and I think you're going to see a lot of defensive lapses. You know, the last 2 teams, Miami and New England's run a lot of 2 deep man, and they've still shredded them through the deep pass. Got 3 guys who are over 400 yards, all on pace for at least 1,100 yards.
Jesus Christ.
Jalen, after that,
I will say that's one thing that I was kind of pleased with was the coverage on the back end versus Green Bay. I thought it was pretty decent. I think Eddie had some issues, but
Eddie wasn't even the worst safety on the field last week.
I agree.
Gibson, yeah.
Gibson was terrible.
He was.
Hopefully he can bounce back. I mean,
is that a prerequisite to play safety in Chicago? Can't tackle. You must not.
Adrian Amos could tackle.
Yeah, fair point.
Eddie can tackle, right? If you watch him in college, though, he was one of those guys that launched with the shoulder.
Right.
So Eddie's like, that shit's expensive now.
Which you saw versus Devontae on the sideline too.
Well, the new rules have ruined the game for hard defense. Hard defense. Like, you could stick a dude. Like Fuller used to, he perfected it, where he could get a clean, hard ass shot in. That shit's rare now.
Right. Like, well, let's think about the game last year.
I'm not making
that was a turning point in the game last year. The Fuller hit was a turning point in that game.
Oh, dude, you can knock a game, and you can get back in a game by smacking someone.
Yep. I mean, the defense is going to be hard pressed. I mean, it looks like it's going to be Gibson on the outside. I don't know. Offensively, let's stick with offense before we
whoa. We were just talking about stopping Brady's offense.
All right. Sorry.
All right. So Tom Brady, right?
Right.
The only way to beat him is to make him hold the ball longer.
Yep.
He likes the quick release is his freaking ultimate weapon. He's the smartest quarterback I've ever seen, because even with his lack of athleticism and lack of physical talent, the dude is so smart. Sometimes it's boring as fuck. That's what I don't like about watching him sometimes. It's so surgical that it's like watching Lennox Lewis when he used to just jab people because he was taller, right? But this is what Brady does. He gets him with his head.
Right.
So I respect he's like Peyton Manning without the elite arm, right? Like those two quarterbacks, Manning and Brady, are just so mentally ahead of everybody else. They remember everything they see. It's insane. So the way you have to do it with Brady is you can never, once something works, like if you look at the history, man, like once something works and you get to Brady and you fuck with him, you can't run that again because he's already like dialed in. He sees it again, you're fucked.
I know something that.
Sorry, man. This is the biggest challenge Sean Desai, I mean, like, is ever going to have, because you have to give Brady multiple looks. You have to give Brady pre-snap looks that trick him to what you're doing. So like you have to adjust post-snap like constantly. It's a fucking chess match that he's never really had to deal with Desai. So this is like, because everything has to be different for Brady. You have to run multiple different formations, and you have to be able to really, really fake the blitz. Like you have to be able to sell that to him. Like this, it's a tough assignment, man, because this dude is next level fuckery. Like he's a mind fuck for defense.
Yep. Well, we know what we need. We needed some of this right here.
For Ronald Jones, that's a great start.
Brady is taken down. Khalil Mack. After the longest run of the season against this Bears defense, Khalil Mack steps up and gets a sack.
Yeah, against the rookie, Tristan Wirfs, and he's able to work around him one-on-one. I mean, he's had his hands full here to start his career.
That's a Khalil Mack we need Sunday, man.
That is the guy that needs to show up, without doubt. And you got to get there with
4. Yeah, which the Eagles did pretty much all year, and they had a little bit of success last week against them. This is an offensive line that also looks a lot better than what we saw last year. I mean, we're
rookies.
Smith, yeah,
they're a year seasoned. It makes a difference.
And Marpet and whatchamacallit, the other guard, have been playing really, really fucking good football.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to over pursue him either, though. Dude does have a quick release. You need to bring.
He is mobile enough.
You have to be creative with your pressure with him. It can't, like, the front 4 thing will work a little bit, but then you have to bring it from somewhere else. That's what I mean. You constantly have to switch up, because if you're just bringing your front 4 all day, he'll eventually eat that up.
I'm worried about blitzing him, though, just like I'm worried about how we blitz Aaron Rodgers. I mean, guys like that will expose that.
I agree.
That's why there's no easy solutions. I mean, I'll give Sean Desai a shit ton of credit for last week. I thought, all things considered, did a really good job against Aaron Rodgers, another guy who I'm not going to put him at Lord Brady's level, but very, very smart. Traditionally shreds us every single time. But I thought they did really good against him. So I think the difference between these two is you had Devontae to worry about and Devontae only, as opposed to 3 guys, like I was saying earlier, that are all on pace for 1,100 yards. I mean, where are you stopping this? Who's getting picked on? I'm throwing AB in the slot.
You know what pisses me off, Fruit Biscuits? And I know, like, I've been wrong before. Cool. I don't really care about being wrong. But in my mind, like, if Snowden started the season, he would be a perfect guy to have out there with his skill set.
Your big nickel idea, right? Yeah.
Whatever, man. He's versatile. He can cover the pass. He covered tight ends. Put him on freaking tight ends. He's a big boy. But, like, it's just, I just wonder what the hell's going on. Maybe something's just not clicking for him. But I don't know.
Which is scary, considering Marquis Christian and Duke Shelley.
Yep. And Xavier Crawford, I guess, too, now, right?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think you got to play cover 2 and make them dink and dunk. And
bro, when we played cover 2 against Brady, he destroyed it.
I don't disagree, but I think you got to do it.
I mean, my concern.
And hope your pass rush gets home.
That is definitely the key. But with Eddie and Gibson back there struggling, that deep middle and those seams playing a cover 2 with those 3 wide receivers.
Well, that's the thing. How much have they tricked people so far? You have to be Houdini up in this bitch Sunday. And how many people have they tricked? Our defensive backs, our fronts,
They've run some stunts effectively, I would say.
I mean, our backfield has been defensive backfield besides Jalen's been. I mean, Vildor hasn't been. You haven't heard his name much, so that's not a bad thing either. But I mean, it would just have been nice to like. I would have wanted Vildor in the middle, nickel, and then you have somebody else, like that guy we got rid of that's not playing well right now.
But he's played big time receivers though in the SEC. Against SEC type level players. So
you could say that for any SEC cornerback.
He's not an SEC cornerback though.
I thought you said.
But I get what you're saying. He played against Alabama. There's a lot of highlights.
Yeah.
He had a really, really good game against them. So I mean,
you talking about Jalen?
Some people are gonna have to come out and earn a paycheck.
Yeah, well, he got some money taken out of his paycheck this week.
Yeah, he was a minute late. And I'm sure that there's more to that. I think some other podcasts have covered it already. It's, he was upset because he got fined. I imagine that's not the first time that's happened.
It's not. Strahan used to talk about what's his name there? Shit.
Coughlin time?
Yeah, dude. Coughlin was same fucking way. But like you don't take an official company letterhead and putting on Instagram. Yeah, that's that's an immature move. I'm sure it'll be dealt with. I mean, these guys, they're kids, man, compared to us. Like,
yeah.
If that's the worst thing going on.
It's a great point, Diddy.
I'm just saying that they're the first like young. It's only been a couple years for these young kids that are so used to social media. Like, people bitch about their job all the time on social media.
Yep. Very true.
So he just has to rein him in. I think like Adam John's like diming him out to Nagy during the press conference was bullshit though.
Well, somebody was going to ask it. It just happened to be him.
Did you see it on Instagram? Like, you just dime dude out, man. Wait till they open the locker room. Wait till they open the locker rooms back up.
It also kind of helped his narrative to a little bit. I think if you listen to his show, he was talking about, is Nagy starting to lose this locker room a little bit?
So why you got to force that in a press conference to promote your podcast?
No, I'm just saying that was the thing brought up in the pod.
So he tried to push that narrative to make him say his point to be right about his podcast.
No, the podcast statement was made after the question was asked.
Yeah, so you're trying to get material for you, like forced material.
Well, that material sells, though.
Yeah.
Clicks.
That's what they do.
I mean, if that's even a scenario, that's very hypothetical, but
I thought Jason Leisure had some great questions this week.
Yeah. Breaking down the
you don't think he's lost his locker room? He doesn't even have a feel for the flow of the game. Like, if you can't respect dudes on-field prowess,
sure.
It's hard to respect his bullshit behind the scenes. I'm sure there's some tension. There has to be some. This is just a good group of guys, so you're not hearing a lot of shit.
True.
Yeah.
Bunch of guys on 1 year.
Graham, right? Earlier this year had said something.
Right.
But they're still playing. They're playing hard.
Foles lit him up.
One tip-off was Mitchell Schwartz kind of clapping at him at one point early in the season. I forget what exactly the situation was, but he like quote tweeted a highlight of something that happened in the game, and Schwartz kind of slapped him a little bit.
I do remember that.
Yeah,
I do remember that tweet, but I don't remember the content of said tweet.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much hopeless. Is there any?
No.
Let's go to the offensive side. What are you doing on offense? How do you throw it as much as the Patriots tried to?
You have to. You have to. This is the game you have to let Justin go because you're going to have to be able to keep pace with them. That defense is only going to hold them for so long. They've scored at least 24 points in 5 out of their 6 games. It's time to throw it.
What's 24 points like?
Couldn't tell you. Where we're averaging, 16.3 a game?
Yeah.
That ain't going to get it done.
No, it will not.
And I don't think Khalil Herbert is as good as he has been these 2 games. That front 7, you are going to have to pass it. Work the play action.
Well, I can tell you Belichick was taking the approach, like, sometimes you've got to look at your opponent. And
Okay,
every week we've been running off the bus, but like this is an opponent that maybe you need to come out and pass on and let the passing game open up the running game. Get the defensive players to back off a little bit with the pressure.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like
you can't run play action if you can't run. Play action is just wasting steps.
Certain opponents you have to get a passing rhythm going so you can open up the run.
I know, but he brought up use play action. It's like you can't really do that if you can't establish some kind of run. So,
no, I think that's fair. I just don't think we're going to go out there using the same game plan we used against the Raiders to try and win this game.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, do you like the matchup of Mustafa versus Vita Vea?
No.
Or Ndamukong Suh? No.
I'll be honest with that is the key. If somehow Mustafa can stalemate that with some help up front, if you can get a stalemate out of those two, you might have a chance.
Maybe get that big dude that we had on the defensive line from Pittsburgh that was like the biggest guy in the league, but like
McCullers.
Put him at fullback.
Put him at the extra blocker. Here, you just fall down.
Yeah.
You and Jason Peters, you should take up a good 10 yards and might give us a chance.
I will say this, like, and I know it would have never worked out, but like to have a Akeem Hicks nastiness in an offensive lineman, dude.
Yeah.
We need that nasty.
Well, that's the thing. Their guards last week handled Hargrave, the Eagles' defensive tackle, who had been really shredding people the first 5 weeks. So, I mean, a healthy Akeem would really, really go a long way. I think Tonga has to dress this game as well.
Yeah.
Need Golden, Tonga, and Hicks to come through big time. And Nichols, I believe, is hurt. I think
Golden's been lighting it up.
What?
Let's take another shot at my defensive tackle's identity. Not being so
the
great.
myth.
No, I like
Eddie Goldman.
Golden's had some moments. I mean, this is still a guy who's coming off of how many months off?
Yep.
You know.
Sure. You got that rotation's going to have to do something against that offensive line somewhere along the way. I don't know. I don't see how. I don't know.
We're handcuffing ourselves too, though, by bringing in extra blockers. You're at some points in the game, You're taking your tight end away, and I feel like the middle of the field is somewhere we can hit them with a tight end.
Yeah, like I think this could be a Cole Kmet game. I feel like this could be. If you're going to do something, this could be your Cole Kmet game.
Mac Jones hit them up the middle quite a bit. I just think that's something that we could do.
If you have enough time.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. You got to take the extra guy away because you need your tight end in that situation. Like, I don't know, man.
Our tackles are going to be stressed too. Shaquille Barrett. Like, there's so many different ways this defense can. That's why I really just don't like this matchup.
Don't forget West Side Connection, JPP.
That's right.
He's questionable too.
Banged up a little bit. Yeah. But that rookie who's played for him has actually looked pretty damn good too. Can't pronounce his name, won't try it.
It's very similar to what happens when you've got good rushers next to you. You get opportunities.
No.
And you've got to capitalize on them. Travis Gibson needs to capitalize on something.
Big game for him.
Yeah.
No.
So look out for the question. So Levante David, Pierre-Paul, O.J. Howard, Rob Gronkowski, Scotty Miller's out for the season, right? Antonio Brown, Antoine Winfield, and both their cornerbacks are out. But those are the guys that are on the injury report question.
Yeah, Sherman. Yeah.
Somebody send somebody over to Antonio Brown's house real quick.
But you know what's crazy? They still have Devin White, Winfield, Shaquille Barrett, Vita Vea, Ndamukong Suh. I mean, that defense is still
Devin
stacked.
White is insane.
Yeah, he's really fucking good. Really good. Great in coverage, too.
Yeah.
All right. Any offensive predictions?
Go ahead, Diddy. Give us your quarter by quarter offensive prediction.
No, God, you know what I mean. It's like, do you have a prediction for the offense? Is there something that you think that we can take care of and do?
Yo, biscuits, hit him with the stats, son.
I started to go through the Bears' offensive stats, and everything was like 30th, 31st, 32nd. I just figured, fuck it, what a waste of time to even go through all that.
Correct.
Started from the bottom, now we here.
Let's see. The Bucs have given up 3 300-yard passers, none since week 3, and our highest offensive passing output, 209 yards, boys.
Woo, we're gonna get 210.
So do we? Is this the week we get maybe inch closer to 300, possibly? No. Okay. No one's confident in that one. All right. All right. Moving on. Let's see. We are 12th in the red zone, 64.3% conversion, and the Bucs defense is 23rd on third down, a 43.8% conversion. Feel like every week we talk about the red zone and third down. No different this week. Yeah, boys, that's all I got.
So
I ain't got no other offensive stats. So
when you're living on third down, your offense isn't working.
Right.
Yeah, that is true. Bucs number 1 on first down, by the way, converting 35% of their first downs into, you guessed it, first downs.
See how that works?
Wow.
There you go, Diddy. That's your stat corner review. I know you were looking forward to it all week.
Stats and gravy.
How about a nice random stat? Okay,
randos. We love randos.
And I'm sure you guys have seen this already.
And might see our asses after and say how you like them apples.
The largest starting quarterback age gap in NFL history will take place this Sunday.
Yeah.
How about that?
I think somebody alluded to that might be the score also.
Yeah. Yeah. My score is pretty close to that, actually.
Go for it.
We'll save that.
All right. I'm going to step out on a limb. This is the game Cole Kmet breaks out a little bit. I think he gets over 60 yards and he gets a touchdown.
Watch out. 60 yards.
For our offense, that's probably half the offense.
That's an identity right there.
Shit, if he does
this will be the Cole Kmet game. I got a feeling.
If he does that and he's like, I'm playing with Jimmy Graham and he's making how much, and I just like quadrupled his stats in one catch.
Pretty sure he's yeah. Oh Jesus. So this is the Cole Kmet game. I have zero thoughts on that.
Is Jesper still hurt?
It wasn't listed on the injury report from what I saw. Holtz was the only tight end listed on the injury report with a quad.
Interesting.
Of course, that could be a sleeper too.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with Jer. I think this is a game to get the tight ends involved. It just, after 6 weeks, they've been so fucking reluctant to do it. I just don't see them starting.
But you can't do what whoever put it in the game plan, Matt Nagy, 5 wide receivers all the time. Can't. It's just got to stop. You can't put your tackle on an island. I mean, if you're down 30 and you're uh-oh.
No, go ahead, man.
No, you have a thought on this, but I mean,
the fact
there
that
are times
we can't put our tackles on an island. It's just like ridiculousness.
You really can't right now, not with this group.
Especially with Ifedi going down. I mean, you're leaving Wilkinson out there alone? Peters.
He didn't play too bad. I mean, he gave up the 2 sacks, but he kind of got jobbed into those. So,
but he's also playing Preston Smith and Zadarius wasn't even out there. Who was that guy? I can't remember that guy's name. Last name started with a G. Played really well.
Yeah, he's like Grant. No.
Something Gandy or something.
Yeah,
whatever. He's going up against a way better front this week.
Pace and Nagy need to go.
I think you're right.
You just told basically. I mean, really, they can't play on an island. We're trying to develop our fucking franchise quarterback right now, and we can't even fully let him expand on the playbook because we're bringing in extra guys.
Right.
You're putting him at a disadvantage right off the rip because why? You didn't build an old offensive line good enough to protect him on a fucking island.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's on
disappointing
Nagy,
thing.
that's on Pace, and it's more on Nagy now because you let Harry walk for fucking your great fix in Juan Castillo.
No. I think that's the thing that disappoints me most is Diddy, you've been saying it for a while, is let Justin play early in the season right away so we could evaluate some of these other guys around him with a good quarterback. Now we're at the point where everything around him is so bad we can't even evaluate him. That's the thing that upsets me the most.
I completely agree, man. You nailed it.
Also on that uplifting moment, I predicted the Cole Kmet game. You said it could be a good game for tight ends too, right, Brian?
I said it should be a game where we're using the tight ends. I just don't know how much we'll be able to if we have to keep bringing in extra guys to block.
Right. I mean, you're going to have to chip, but they need to get out in their coverage. They need to get out in their routes. And, you know, they're paid to fucking hold up. The tackles are paid to hold up, you know.
Well, Jamarcus Webb was paid to hold up for years, and
I almost want to see them come out like when they brought Dalton out against the Rams and run that same shit.
Rashad Coward, dude.
You see what I'm saying though? Because Dalton made the O-line look serviceable by fucking ripping it right after the snap. Boom,
yeah.
boom, boom, boom. Get Justin going that way.
Can he?
Yeah, I think he's capable of doing it. I mean,
I think his decision making's been faster. My question is, are these receivers really yak guys? They should be with all the speed, but we haven't seen it.
Bird's looking good though. Remember all that hype, and I'm just like, what's going on here? I talked to a Patriot fan. I was like, oh, do you want Bird back? He goes, no.
Not gonna lie, I thought that was gonna look a lot better than what it has. I thought he was gonna be more of a piece than Goodwin was. So I'll take my L on that.
Would you take Turbo Gabriel right now?
Oh yeah,
I would too.
Sadly, yeah.
I'd like to see Daz brought up.
That dude was a dog. I agree.
If Daz is healthy, why not add him into the mix?
Oh, we did get a Tariq Cohen.
Or what's his name? That Fields was lighting up. Adams. Is he gone?
Rodney? Yeah, he's
Rodney
gone.
Adams.
Is he? Yeah. I thought he was on the squad.
Thought whatchamacallit plucked him away. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, dude, I haven't followed that close.
That's how bad Brashad Perryman, he's a guy that you brought in. You know, what could it hurt at that point?
Should he be injured?
Brashad? I don't believe so.
No, what the fuck?
Is it the Brashad Perriman revenge game?
Reaching for 5'6", wide receiver 5, wide receiver 6.
Jesus, that's what we're telling too. If Furry's on COVID protocol, so if the wide receivers start balling without him,
get us some COVID up in there. No,
I mean AA's hated for like him the whole time. So like, here's AA's chance to see what the wide receiving core is like without freaking steroid Nagy on the sideline.
Is it coaching, talent, scheme? Yes, all the above.
Canada.
A lot of things. I mean, Canada.
It's fucking Canada.
No, I think we're going to get to a place eventually, though. I mean, yes, we're going to be tested, but I think eventually Justin's talent is you're going to start seeing players play better around him because he's getting more used to the speed. Because one thing with his rushing right now, he's very hesitant. And that's what kind of tipped me off to like Nagy's just nagging the fuck out of him right now. Like he's very hesitant when he's going to run. Once he adjusts to all the bullshit Nagy's throwing at him, the game's going to slow down. It still has to slow down for him. I know there was that talk in the offseason. It does. The game has to still slow down a little bit for Justin, and he'll be all right.
It ain't getting any slower this week, I'm afraid. Any score predictions?
Oh, I got one. I got one.
Well, fire away.
Piggyback
Give it.
off that, real quick, just to piggyback to that, why do you think we're not seeing him run Justin as much as he ran the He Who Should Not Be Named in 2018?
They're not
He's
blocking.
not a running quarterback.
No,
He's
of course,
not.
no, he's not a running quarterback. I know that. But when your offense is this fucking inept, why not throw it in as a wrinkle into the game? Why not?
They have tried. They had guys outnumbered and we're still missing blocks on it. And like they can't run a fucking screen pass correctly.
That is something that has to change this week. You have got to hit a screen pass.
That's what I'm saying. The blocking is horrible, and that's fundamentals, and that comes down to coaching, man. Like, what has improved on offense since Nagy's gotten here? How many quarterbacks? How many top draft picks do we need to see out there? Like, it's bad, bro. This dude is so overwhelmed. Like, we have a real estate agent that convinced an NFL team to hire him as a head coach. He's a good salesman.
I think some guys.
You'll probably be able to hire him next offseason, bro.
Yeah, you could have him working under you.
Oh, God. I don't think that guy. I think he admitted in that presser that he never sold anything before, that he mainly sat there in the fucking model house and never sold.
He sold the
McCaskies, yeah.
He sold the McCaskies.
I mean, listen, that we all know that guy knows more football than all of us will ever know in our lifetime. That goes without saying. But I do think there are just some guys. Oh, come on now. Come on. You don't. I'm sorry.
You can coach this team's
AFL quarterback. He's spent so many years coaching. I just think some guys aren't able to develop and put a whole system together. Some guys are just meant to be a position coach or a coordinator. Some guys just can't put their own thing together.
I could be
as much football as they might know.
I could be the GM. Jared could be O-line coach.
Right.
All right. I'll take Joey Lane, contracts and analytics.
Fucking block him. There you go.
Can't be much rules. Fucking worse than what we've had.
Let's go. All right, your score prediction there, Mr. Biscuits.
All right. Well, Lord Brady, 45. Lord Brady, 45, which is 1 point more than his age, just for good measure. Bears, 17. 45, 17. Mark it down. Lord Brady wins again. That's what it is.
My prediction. This game's close somehow.
What the fuck?
Somehow it's close.
We didn't get to hear how it happened this week, Biscuits.
Do you want the quarter by quarter breakdown? Is that what you want?
Oh, go ahead.
Should I give the people what they want? No, I mean, fuck that. It's 45-17. We're not getting into fucking... No, not this week. It's going to be a fucking blowout. Get ready. Prepare your asses, boys. This is what it is. Sorry.
All right, I'll go out there. I'll just make a weird, wild prediction. Fuck it. Komet gets 60 and a touchdown, like I said.
Oh, we're doing players?
Khalil Herbert rushes for 40 yards. We lose.
This game's close.
The defense causes 2 turnovers.
Wow, that'd be epic.
That would be epic. Late touchdown by the Bucs. 35-21. We get to 21.
That's Jared's definition of close.
The spread's 12. I'm saying late. It's 28-21.
Oh.
They score late.
We're scoring 21. We're scoring 21 on this defense.
We had
garbage time.
Garbage time matters, brother.
Cole Komet gonna be 6-yarding himself all the way downfield.
Jared,
10 catches for 60 yards.
This is what they've done to us. Garbage time matters.
I know.
Jesus.
This is our reality. This is where we live now. All right, Brian, your prediction. Let's go.
Jesus.
All right.
Come on.
I know.
Take your Lord and Savior.
Fuck off.
I've taken it pretty fucking easy on you this episode. I had a ton of shit that I was just gonna dig into you about.
I'd love you to, bro. Do you want to? Break out that shovel, bro.
Can take it to that level.
I'll turn the shovel on you real quick.
I was gonna have a background of Jesus Brady in my background just to troll you tonight, but I opted not to do it.
All right. So you want me to get into why I hate Tom Brady?
Because it's so fucking good. We've never seen anything like it.
So like I live in Connecticut, right? The Patriots had, when they were going in between, they trying to negotiate their stadium. They came down here and talked to our politicians and developers and all this shit. State of Connecticut spent $2 million on tax money to come up with the concept for the stadium in Hartford. They played the state, and then they built their stadium up there. Then Bledsoe loses his freaking job to an injury that hospitalized him. So I was just like, and then all the bullshit. Like Brady, Adam Vinatieri allowed him to develop into greatness. Okay, that defense was sick.
The kicker allowed him to develop into greatness. Okay, just want to make sure I'm hearing that correctly.
If the kicker missed that, look what happened to Mitch.
Are you comparing Tom Brady's mental capacity to Mitch Trubisky's?
I'm comparing to moments changing careers. Just that stuff matters, man. Like I'm not comparing the two as far as I'm not saying Mitch would have become Tom Brady. I'm not comparing.
I kind of see what you're saying there.
Do you know what I mean? Like I just don't like. I don't like him. Like he's like. It also. My mind changed on quarterbacks after they changed the rules for these older. Like imagine Marino right now. Like I think those guys got the shaft. They played in an era where you could get lit the fuck up, and all of a sudden they changed the rules.
Might have 7K yards in his season if Marino was playing now.
If you put Brady in the 90s, his career would have been over 12 years ago.
Yep, you'd have got killed.
That's fair. That's
destroyed. Because he's whatever. So I don't know, man. He's great. He's one of the greatest of all time. I'm not taking that away from him. I just don't like I don't like his persona. I don't like. He's a weird dude. What's that?
One of the greatest, or
one of because I can't say the greatest. I think one of the smartest, but I think he's the greatest since they bubble wrap quarterbacks.
7 rings? Come on.
In an era where you can't barely fucking touch the hem of his garment, bro.
Well, fuck. Then who's your best quarterback of all time? Sonny fucking Jurgensen or somebody?
Probably Marino. You put Marino nowadays, man. Oh my god.
Are we talking talented?
Yeah,
talented.
Oh boy, we're all over this one now.
Talented, yeah, but okay.
All right,
I'll give you that.
You can't. You can't control where you end up. You put Marino with Bill Walsh. Are you fucking kidding me?
He went there 4 times before he won it twice. I think that's the argument for the number 2 quarterback. I mean, he was in 6 Super Bowls, won 2. Montana's got 4, obviously. So I don't know.
Tom's the GOAT if you're just going by straight championships, but the game has changed a lot for that position.
I mean, how many clutch moments has he had?
He's pretty clutch. I mean, I don't know how many game-winning drives he's actually had.
The cheating scandals play into this moment too.
Oh my god!
Tuck game's real.
Two less PSI in that ball, and that's why he's a champion. Really?
Well, that's because the Colts couldn't stop him on the run.
Spygate, beat him by 40.
Spygate and the tuck rule and rubbing tugs.
So what was the excuse?
Connecticut got rubbing tugged by crap.
What the Bucks do last year to cheat?
What's that?
So what did the Bucks do last year to cheat?
They got Tom Brady and everybody took less money to come play with them.
Oh, so Tom Brady didn't himself cheat. Okay, I just want to make sure that's clear.
All right, game predictions, Brian.
He is cheating. TB12 is just fucking some designer steroid they're not testing for yet.
Well, then kudos to him for finessing the fucking game. He's even greater at that point. Go ahead, B. Give us your score breakdown.
You tell me what to fucking do.
Oh, shit. Oh, that Lord Brady talk got him heated.
All right, yeah. All right, score.
What's the score after the first quarter?
I mean, the Patriots kept that game close on Monday night. That's what I keep going back to. It's like,
it has to be a perfect game.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
24-21 Bucks.
That's a close one.
I'd feel great about that. If that was the final score of that game, I would feel really optimistic about that.
I don't think we're as bad as maybe teams think we are, but I don't think we're that good either. Our offense is terrible.
I think any pick you pick, we're so unpredictable. I don't think it's really a bad pick. We could get our asses kicked. We could play a close game. A couple things go our way. We could end up actually winning.
There you go. Anything else to wrap this up? We're an hour in.
Has it been an hour? Jesus. I ain't got nothing else. What the hell else are we going to preview here? Good. I don't fucking know.
Come on, Cole. Make me look smart.
Yeah, Cole. Come on. We need some 6-yard catches down the field.
Goddamn offense. Show some pride.
And come on, Justin. Your biggest obstacle is not even the speed of the game. It's your head coach. And I hope you just can. Like I'm talking to him like he's listening. I hope he can just develop, regardless of that. Well, no, he's adjusting. He's trying to play his best with the way Nagy is and the talent around him. It's an obstacle.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping we see it. As long as we're starting to see the improvement every week, let's go, man. Like I would like to see him go in there and have a Tampa game.
Have a Tampa game.
If he came out of this game with 300 yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns, I would, regardless of the score, I would feel really good about that.
I would love to see him just go in there and just fucking put everybody on blast. I can't wait for that moment. We're going to see it.
I hope so.
Will it be this year, though?
I think it will be at some point.
I don't think it'll be with this coach.
Agreed. If they couldn't do it again last week against that banged-up Packers defense, which really was not fucking good, I just struggled.
And you
to
had
see
time.
where they're going to get it this week. Yeah, good point, Jer.
I'm just not ready to go there yet, like full dark yet.
No. You shouldn't.
I'm there.
Everybody comes to it on their own time. All right, boys, let's wrap this thing up. That's just another episode of the Tailgate Show. Shit. Hold on. Before we wrap it up, we had a comment. Bears going to get destroyed.
Not a boy,
Schultz.
Josh. That's the spirit, Josh. That's he ain't wrong either. He is not wrong.
We need to stop being so defeated, bro. Stop saying he's. Come on, man. Like Cole Kmet, like all that. Like I know we're trying to wrap this up, but like, we just accept it and lay down and bathe in all the bullshit because we're just so beaten down and defeated. Fuck you, Aaron Rodgers. Like I can't wait till we get a PCU next time. Like that's our mindset. Like stop the fucking bullshit. Like get off the fucking like bullshit. Get off the pity pot. You got a ring around your ass. You know what I mean? Like let's just hope for at least hope for the best. Like yes, realistically, I don't think we're winning this game, but let's hope for the best. Like,
hey man.
I mean, I always hope for the best. I want to win. I just don't want to deny reality of the situation. Like, I'm at the point of the season where I'm trying to look at this thing realistically. I made the mistake last week of picking my heart, and it did not work.
And this team,
I feel worse.
I absolutely understand it, but we gotta just like, for me, like football is an escape. It's like my hobby. I love doing it. I don't want my like hobby to become miserable yet. I just think it's too early in the season. We got some games left, boys.
Yeah.
Like, and this is going to go into January too. So like, hey, we're playing football in January. Positive vibes only.
Hey, look, I haven't folded in that much. I'm traveling to Pittsburgh to watch this 240
Yeah, you are.
offensive output. Okay, so
Yeah, you are.
I haven't totally folded. Just this week, yeah.
We are getting
folded
fucking
camp.
blasted in Pittsburgh, kids.
That's right.
Blasted.
Jared's gonna be flying
my
higher
fat
than a
ass
Grateful
in there
Dead
somewhere.
concert.
What?
Should be a hell of a time, man.
Oh, we're gonna have fun. So let's wrap this up. It's just another episode of The Tailgate Show.
The Lord of the Rings killers.
Duh, blowout. Lord Brady, love you.
Oh my God, bro, fuck off.
So funny.